certainly for the kind of coaching I do, where I'm adding very tangible things that go along, um, tangible knowledge, tools, techniques, templates, whatever it happens to be. Um, I think part of it happens in the magic of the conversation, asking tough questions, suggesting alternatives, poking holes sometimes, praising sometimes. So I think that there's that collaborative conversation that's one part of it. For me, I love to see the light bulb go on and somebody say, well, that means that I could do this or this or this. Most leaders, for that matter, they it's not that they don't have all the answers, it's sometimes they don't have the right questions. So if you ask a simple question, how might we do such and such? Or if you say, what if this? Or I wonder if that. All of a sudden you could see the light bulbs go on, and they can figure out the answer when they've got that right question. But the question about adult learners, right? As some of our listeners, viewers might know, I do a fair amount of training, and so I understand training from that perspective. There's got to be an emotional vector in which that knowledge is transferred and everything. But if I could just sort of take a page from my kind of the coaching that I do is gee, beforehand, what are the issues that you want to talk about during the coaching session? And that's fine. A client will say, here's some of the issues I'm dealing with. Well, guess what? I've got, like, in my case, about over 1,100 resources. So I probably have something already written, or a video or a tool or template, something on it. So it's very easy for me to flip around and say, fantastic, here's a white paper or a video, whatever it is. Read this, watch this. Okay, so that some concepts can be embedded. So when we actually get together, the coaching session doesn't start at ground zero, but I understand what the issue is from their perspective, at least from the initial email they may send, or voicemail they may send. They've got some ideas of some concepts and ideas that can be germinating, etc. We have this amazing conversation, excuse me. We record it. It sits on their portal along with a whole bunch of other resources that we may have loaded up there. And during the month between meetings, they can actually call and say, hey, listen, I've got an obstacle on such and such. What do you think? And that conversation happens, right? So there's like almost a bit of a life cycle that happens on an issue by issue basis. And for me, that's kind of what I've found, the very best way. You can't admin somebody, to death. That won't help them get stuff done, right? Or sit back and take a more strategic view of it. But it certainly helps when you're dealing with it in several different ways. So some email conversations, some resources, the actual coaching sessions, some follow-up stuff, a portal with some more resources, et cetera, et cetera.